In Affinity Photo, you can create all kinds of unique brushes to create sort of bead designs such as this very quickly. I'm going to show you how. First thing is create a gradient design, and I'm going to go to Layer and down here to New Fill Layer. And here, I'm just going to go with the gradient tool and create a very quick gradient. By default, a linear gradient, but you can change that to radial. And now it's not exactly what I want, because what I need to do is go here. Just go here and click here, and you can see you've got this. Well, you can hover along here and you can just click and add another point there, or stop. Once you've got that, this one, I'm just going to change that opacity. I'm just going to reduce it down. So now what happens, you get this. Now I might just make that a bit darker, I just think that's a bit, probably not. So click there, make it a bit darker. Yes, something like that. I want it black. Now I'm going to reduce it in size. I don't want that size of brush. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go with this one and I'm going to rasterize it. So it's fill layer, to rasterize, right click on the layers panel and then just go down to rasterize. And you can see you've got that. And I'm going to resize it, that one. I'm just going to put it down to about that. Well, now what I can do is I can use a feature that's in 2.4, 2.5, etc. that you can add multiple layers very quickly. So press Return or Enter on the keyboard. And this panel will pop up, Move and Duplicate. And I'm just going to go here. And that's the reason I actually rasterized it, because now I can scale them. So I can then go here, horizontal, and I can just increase that, and also duplicate. And then you can see you get a number of copies. I'm going for 12, but I can horizontally, I'm going to 12 or 13, and also scale. Now, unfortunately, you can't vary the spacing particularly, so you actually manually have to do it, which is what I want to do. So I'm just going to go with this. There's no random feature either in Affinity Photo, and click OK. Hi, hope you're liking the video. Please put a comment about the video. What do you like about it? What don't you like about the video? And also, what sort of things would you like to see in future? Also, a like or dislike, always appreciated. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Now, back to the show. And now you can see you've got these layers. Well, I can just select one and delete it. I don't need to have it. So you can just delete it if you want. You might want to make the space a bit, maybe move it up here, move it there, and so on. So you can just very quickly, manually make them approximately the same spacing. Obviously not exact, but I'm just putting that across there. And that's going to be the basis of my little bead brush that I'm going to create. So select all of them. So with them all selected, I can now right click and I can group them. I want to rasterize that group. So right click again and then down to rasterize. All rasterized. Now with that, I can create the brush. So here's the brushes panel. I'm just putting it to the pens. You can put it obviously to any category, maybe a sort of beads category, if you're reasonable. But go to this menu over here, right side menu, click here and new brush from selection. And of course, all kinds of different brush could be created by different layouts of these beads or dots. I'm just going to delete that now, don't need that. And you can see one that I created earlier. That was the one that so double click that and you can see the design there. Well, I want the rotation there. So general, go to general first. That's always best. Change this, the spacing and rotation. I can move this around so I can get it sort of like what I want, basically the whole full length. Also, you can modify the size. So I might go for, say, 400 or so as a start point. Then dynamics, size jitter. Go with that. Go here to cyclic. Cyclic is probably one of the best features, tucked away annoyingly down in the middle there, but it's a really useful one. And you can click here and go through the profiles. And you can also, by varying the spacing again, just push that, you can see then you get this lovely effect where it goes in and out. Especially useful if you're using an art pad and pen. That's really helpful for this. Well, with this, you can then go to dynamics and you can do much the same with rotation jitter. You can see then you've got that, which looks a bit of a mess because it's random. But you can go here and cyclic. And then it creates this. And again, you can do exactly the same. You've got profiles here, so you can vary it and create a variety of different. I'm going to go with that one. That's perfectly reasonable. You could, of course, use scatter and all those things as well. Click close. Now, art pad and pen. And I'm just going to use the paintbrush tool. So press B on the keyboard and then apply. And you can see it creates this lovely sort of flowing design. Now, I've done videos before showing this, but I'm just going to extend it a bit further than that time. So you got here. Now, what else I can do? I can resize this. Don't need to do that size, 180. Let's just go with that and apply some smaller. And so you can make a mix of these sort of bead designs across here. I'm just going to remove that now, so I don't need that. Hit the mic there. Right. So with that, you can create literally thousands of designs. You might want to fill all the spaces there. And again, if I'm using a mouse this time, so you can see you can create some interesting designs without needing the use of an art pad and pen. So with this design, what I can now do is I can go to filters and I can apply all kinds of effects like blurs, could do that, but also go down here to lighting. So lighting, select that, and you can then see you get this. And that's the default, so I'm just going to drag this out, and you can vary it, of course, in all kinds of ways. You manipulate these. It's quite a useful tool for lots of different things. So I like to use this, but you can change direction, you can move this around, but also what you can do is texture. And you can then just do this. Now, I think this is quite a lovely feature of it. Really creates some interesting designs simply by just dragging this back and forth to create all kinds of different textures. I think that gives about the most 3D depth to it. It's a pity that there's not even more features with this texture, which I think is a really useful feature. Not as effective as in Painter, where you've got a lot more features to control as well. So, but this is a real great feature. And with this, I'm also going to change the color. So click here, and I'm just going to go for maybe green or blue. And you can see then you can create this. And once you've done that, you're happy, say, with this design. And of course you could, just missed a bit up the top. Ha, typical. Well, you can always, of course, go back and you can always apply this again. So maybe you might create this as a layer and then go to layer and new layer, create another one, and then just rapidly create another design. Don't have to be exactly fill the whole thing. So maybe this time fill it with just, you can just see now there's gaps through. So same as before, you can go to filters and then go to lighting. We'll say lightning, but it's lighting. And with this, you can again modify the settings here and tweak these. Again, move the direction so you can manipulate that, move it around. And again, texture. And just drag there. And you can see then you can create another sort of effect this way. Now you might want to keep it consistent, but I'm just going to go with, say, color, and this time red or pink, whatever. And click apply. And you can see you can build up a variety of different designs, all giving a sort of depth and three-dimensionality to this design, which you can extend even further. Of course, you can go here with effects, just click here, maybe go and make it like 3D. You can see add that as well. Or maybe change profiles, and another option, outer shadow. So again, just go here, offset and intensity, and just drag this out to give some depth there as well, and click close. So you've got this design, which you can then, of course, it's another layer, create more layers, or resize this layer. You don't have to keep it exact that position, maybe resize a bit. Obviously, you can extend it too far, and then move that around, reposition it, and so on. Maybe duplicate this one and then recolor it in different ways. So that's a quick way of creating a very interesting, unusual three-dimensional design, which of course you can always go to File and Export, and File and Print. Also maybe use this for displacement maps. That's possible as well. Maybe combine it with adjustments as well as much more. So print, and then you can print the design off and put it on your wall or something like that. Let's just quickly scale it, fit to printable, and print that off.